back at him. As a result, she backs down and shows up later with another sandwich, but he tells her the bread is too dry. Frey makes her go at it for a couple of times, and by the 8th trial, she staggers while holding the sandwich which she had poisoned. And he sees how persistent she is, noting that Kanya kept on remaking and imbuing the sandwiches with her magic till she was completely drained. He picks up the sandwich and pretends as if he wants to eat it, and this makes Kanya eager, but then he tosses the sandwich away and says he'll rather have the soup from before. As he tells her to remake it, Kanya falls. But he catches her and notes how cruel fate is for not letting him laugh with her, even if for a little while. He places her on his bed, while noting that earning false villain points is more life-threatening than he thought. Seeing how low Kanya's magic is, Frey replenishes her cursed body with his life force, noting that it's the only way to stabilize his dark magic. Since he isn't going to live long, he concludes that filling her up with his life force is the way forward. After doing that, Frey thinks about how to escape his ridiculous situation, since there's no way for him to continue with the original plan. While noting that in the next 2 months before the main quest begins, he had planned to stay low and make subtle preparations without revealing his identity. But with the way things are going, that might not be the case anymore. Not knowing how to cleverly deal with the remaining 4 heroines whom he hasn't met, Frey prioritizes the meeting order and notes that Serena, his fiancée, doesn't require immediate attention. Princess Klana, on the other hand, is an abandoned royal who doesn't have the power to act against him, so she won't give him any trouble, unlike Felroach and Irina, who he'll run into frequently at the academy. Felroach's case is that she's a naive pawn of the church who can socially destroy him with her backing. But Irina is the bigger threat because she's reckless and impulsive. This means she can kill him on sight without hesitation. Kanya is also at a situation where she's powerless because of her sister, who is a hostage. But then Frey has to gather false villain points no matter the risk, so he'll end up pissing her some more. He notes that the points he can gather from Kanya are very limited, so it's best that he acquire riskier points by interacting with the other heroines. Now with the information he's gathered from the Book of Prophecy and his past life, Frey plans to organize everything the next day and prepare for the real battle, which begins after he enrolls in the academy. Frey ends up studying the prophecy book till the next sunrise. He looks back at Kanya, who is sleeping soundly, and then lifts her from his bed and places her on the ground. After heaving a sigh of relief, he yells at her, scolding her for sleeping for so long. Startled, Kanya looks around and realizes she slept off in his room. She stares at him judgmentally to check if he did anything to her, but he then orders her to hurry and prepare the carriage since it's his first day at the academy. Kanya gets up and leaves as she's told, and only then does Frey look at his status window and confirms he has 100 points. He sighs, noting that the points are too little, and he'll need a few hundred to buy skills, so he'll have to continue earning them, but a bit to avoid dying. While watching Kanya prepare the carriage, Frey smiles through his displeasure, and he says his time in the academy will be fun. Later that evening, after Frey gives the entrance ceremony speech, nobles surround Frey and praise him, hoping to earn his favor.